We are Somalis, not black. There, I said it.
Somalis are not black. There's a difference between African and black.
Somalis are not black.
Hi everyone, today we're going to be discussing what's currently going on with the Somali community in the USA, whereby they are facing deportations after Donald Trump went on ahead and trolled on them and even went on to say words like he does not see the importance of having the Somali community in the US. Now, why are we talking about this? It's because the Somali community is going online and asking questions that are trying to bring Black people to support them. Now, there's no problem with supporting anyone who's being deported, but the problem comes when you're asking Black Americans who are against this administration from the word go to come and support you. While us, when they were being deported, when immigrants who are Black were being deported, everyone else was standing down and no one was in support of having those deportations cancelled or being against those deportations. Now, we saw this when the Latinos were also being deported. They also had a part where they called out Black Americans for not supporting them. And this is not okay because Black Americans have been the biggest support of everyone pretty much, even if the support is not reciprocated to them when they are in need, but they have been in support of people. Now, it might not be everyone who deserves to be deported as the Somali community, but let me bring your memory back a little bit. Back then, when we had Black people being deported because of being immigrants illegally, the Somali community, not all of them, but most of them, went online and they kept saying the differences between Somalis and Black people, differentiating the two so that they cannot be distinguished as Black people, going on to say, we do not eat the same food as Black people. We are not of the same color as Black people. Yet right now, you find the need to call Black people to come and support you. It is raising eyebrows. Anyway, let's see what people have to say as we dive deeper into today's topic.
So Somalians are trying to drag Black Americans into their fight. Check this out.
But Trump based his order on a report whose author has made it clear that his goal is to denationalize and deport as many Somali Americans as possible. This is not about crime. It's not about safety. This is about purging people like me from this country. Minnesota has always been a welcoming place for people fleeing a home country that is blasted by war, poverty, and hunger. Europeans in the 19th and 20th century, Black Americans from the South, among...
That was a call for allyship, and they threw the race card out there. We're all black. What happened to I'm not black, I'm Somalian? And what happened to the call of allyship when y'all was scamming Minnesota out of hundreds of millions of dollars? They only pull out the race card when it's beneficial to them, because before this, they'll tell you, you're jealous because Somalians are driving Priuses. And there's no allyship when they're taking advantage of all these government assistance programs. HUD, public housing, they're not going to let you in their building that they're in. And these are the same people that will tell you, if you Black American Somalians will say, hey, my people came over here in planes and your people came over here in shackles and chains. Keep that same energy. I respect that. Since me and my peoples came over here in shackles and chains in a ship, I'm porting my ship right here. This is where I'm going to port my ship. Don't use black as a race card. Don't use black when it's beneficial. Keep that same energy. You not black, you Somalians. You not black, you Nigerians. Keep that same energy. Because when it's time to benefit off these government programs, like housing, all that stuff, they lock other people out. They don't care about nobody else but their own people. So why you yelling allyship now?
And now I'm understanding, and you're going to look at, I hear they ripped off Somalians. Ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Okay? Somebody say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care.
Well, you heard that. I agree, completely agree, because I have seen countless videos online on TikTok, and the Somalis are saying they're jealous of us because we are richer, they're jealous of us because we have bigger cars. Get out of here. Anyway, some of the comments are saying, so they're not Arabs anymore. Tell me, because that's what they were identifying us. They were saying that we are Arabs and we're not black. So do not categorize us together with blacks because we're not blacks. We are Somalis. But right now, because you're in need, you're actually trying to identify as black. It's raising a lot of questions. Deportations are not fun. Deportations are not anything anyone should be able to sit down and appreciate and celebrate about unless they are causing harm to the country. But in this case, most Somalis that are going to be deported because of this now new administration from Donald Trump are not going to be necessarily easy or fun or fair or even something to be celebrated about. But at the same time, it's bringing a lot of questions where if you're deciding to be anti-black, become anti-black fully. Stop being pro-black just because you want support from the black people. Another comment is, not only am I not helping them, I'm calling ICE. Yes, it is infuriating. It is infuriating to take advantage of black Americans just because you feel like it's a tag that you can tap on whenever you feel like it. That's not what being Black American is. If you wanted to identify as a Somali person, you should identify as a Somali person from the beginning till the end. Someone else said, we ain't helping them do shit. We won't be speaking to help. And I completely see where they're coming from because that's the same energy. That's the same energy that they gave to Black Americans when Black immigrants were being deported. Now, I'm not saying that Somali people are bad. No, I'm just calling it what it is. You cannot be hot and cold, especially not in a country where there is an administration that does not care about people per se. So in this case, I'm just calling it as it is. Somalis should be able to separate themselves because that's what they tried to do since the start. They should be able to separate themselves and accept what's coming to them. It's unfortunate, but it is the truth. Anyway, let's watch another video.
Like the racists are actually just jealous of Somalis because of how successful we became in a matter of one generation. And I was watching a lot of videos that are coming up on my For You page where people are saying, how come Somalis have nice cars and we don't? We've been here like how many generations? We were born here, our ancestors are from here, but Somalis drive nice cars. This whole thing is just making me realize is jealousy. They're jealous of our success because they expect us like to be at the bottom of the bottom, right? And then we come here one generation, we work hard, we save our money. And Somalis are not the only community that committed fraud, okay? We're not all committing fraud, okay? Every community has bad apples, but they're trying to use that as leverage to hate on us, right? And attack our community. But what it is like when you're an immigrant group and you're Black on top of that and you're African, they hate you to be successful. They hate you to be successful. Now, if we were like European immigrants, like maybe Bosnians who are Muslims or Russians, and they become successful, nobody would blink an eye because they're white.
So here's the thing. I don't have a problem with you identifying as an American first generation. I don't care. And actually, pretty much no one actually cares. The point that we care about is, in this video specifically that we're breaking down, is you're very quickly identifying as African. You're categorizing yourself in an African state. By back then, our memories are still fresh. Let me play a video for you so you can see.
Somalis are not black. There's a difference between African and black.
Somalis are not black. We are Somalis, not black. There, I said it.
All those are Somalis identifying as Somalis and not African and not black and wanting to be segregated. But right now when you're having issues is when you're trying to identify as a black person, as an African, and trying to harmonize all Africans to be in support of you. There's something wrong with our narrative. There's something wrong, and we cannot proceed forward with such a narrative. There has to be a difference. So if you want to identify as a Somali, well, go ahead and do it. If you want to identify as a Black American, as an African, well, go ahead and do it. There's no problem. But do not go ahead and separate yourself from Africans, and then when you need it, you come back crying to Africans. You come back and try and harmonize Africans so you can have your purpose met. That's not right. It's not fair to Africans, to anyone even. Again, we are not celebrating anyone's deportation. It's not a good thing to be deported. It's not fun. There's nothing to celebrate about it. In this case, we are calling out the hot and cold, the hypocrisy that we are observing in the Somali community in the US, whereby they identified as Somalis, separate from Africans, and then now, because they are in trouble, they want to identify as African, as one of us. So let's get that clear before we even comment down below. Drop down your thoughts in the comments down below, and let's have a conversation about this whole situation. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.